She couldn't get her fingers together. The next day she texted me and her fingers were together. And the next day she made a fist. And that's when I went, oh my, I got to figure out what this is.
Welcome to the My Future Business Show, where we get you in front of your best audience and keep you there. Not only are we interviewing the biggest names in business to help you become even more successful, we're inviting you to book your spot on the show to help you grow your business. So at the end of the call, make sure you fill in the interview application form at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. Hi and welcome back to the My Future Business Show. It's Rick Nuske here. I'm your host, and a quick second of pause, as I always like to do, to thank you so very much for all of your support. Loving reading the feedback. Keep it coming. Thank you very much. Now on today's call, I have the pleasure of welcoming to the show author and founder of CNC Wellness, Dr. Teresa Cody. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Yeah, glad to be here.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. We were just talking momentarily off camera about, I guess, where you're located and everything that's going on in your world. And I think that's a really good place to start. So where are you located?
I live right outside of Houston, Texas.
Fantastic.
In the first city in Texas called Richmond.
Right.
Richmond, Texas.
So
yeah.
have you lived there all of your life?
No. I grew up in Brussels, Belgium.
Oh, wow.
My dad worked for Exxon Chemicals, so we lived over there for a very long time, for 10 years. Most Americans live there 2 to 4 years, but we lived there 10. So it was a little shocking to come back to the United States at 13, but I managed to.
Yeah, well, I'd love to learn a little bit about your, I guess, growing up and how it's helped form to you to become the person that you are today. I wonder if is it okay to call you Teresa or?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, no worries, Teresa. I always like to ask, formal but informal. Now, in terms of entertainment time, do you get much time away from CNC Wellness? And what do you do if you do?
Oh yeah, no, I run also a dental office. I'm a dentist, and my husband is a dentist, and we have CNC Dental. Uh-huh. And I just opened CNC Wellness 2 years ago, and the first year was going great, and then what happened? Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
we got hit by COVID. But so our dental office has been opened the dental office in 1992. So
fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing. Now, I'd love to, if you could, please, if you could tell us a little bit about what it was like growing up.
Okay, well, I grew up we moved to Brussels when I was 3. So I don't really remember New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Probably okay. I grew up in we went to a private school, mm-hmm. and it was a Catholic school, and it was called an English speaking school. It wasn't American, it was English speaking. And what I really take away from there is we went on trips. I don't know, the nuns thought it was very important that we learn everything about Italian religious life. So we went to Italy. We started going to Italy in 4th grade. So at Easter for 2 weeks, your entire class went to Italy.
Imagine that.
It was great. And I just thought everybody did that in elementary school.
Oh, no.
No, that's not true.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I mean, talk about living life's experience. So in those formative years, Teresa, I'm wondering, you would have had a lot of influential people that I guess helped shape you to become the person you are today. And I always like to talk about that a little bit. Was there somebody in your life that helped form who you are today?
You know, I had really good teachers, and I think because the companies like Exxon paid for your tuition. So you were paying college prices at the time. Like, I didn't have any idea. So you got the best teachers. So I remember one teacher, Mr. McCarthy, he was Irish. And my 6th grade math teacher, and I got to tell you, he scared the boys.
You have to have one.
But at that point you could pound their chests. You could do a lot of things. You can't do
Now, if we can fast forward to today, Teresa, I'm wondering, do you like hobbies? Do you like entertainment? What's your thing? What do you do to relax?
I like too many things.
Me too.
I paint, and I paint acrylic painting, it's kind of silly, but people like them, but it's very silly. And I like quilting, but it's not quilting like you think. It's not piecing together pieces. It's called whole cloth quilting.
Right.
And you move the entire cloth and you do the quilt. So, and I have chickens.
Very nice.
I have 12 chickens, and I have a garden. And so I love, love, love swimming in the summer, because this is Houston, Texas, so it's very hot.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I wonder, where do you get your inspiration for your artwork, and what type of artwork is it? Is it abstract? What is it?
No, it's not abstract. It's kind of silly, like an ostrich or a giraffe or a pig. Or, yeah.
So did you always have pets? Do you remember a fond pet when you were growing up?
Oh, no, yeah. We always had pets. We had a very mean cat, which that left me with not liking cats. So it's not fair that I don't like cats because of one mean cat. But then we got a really great dog. And my sister and I, the other day, we figured out the dog was a Maltipoo.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't Maltese, it was a Maltipoo. So, of course, she was very smart. And so she was our favorite pet. But, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a very special place in my heart for pets, as I do authors. And in fact, we're going to be talking about your authorship in relation to the miracle of platelet-rich plasma. But before we jump into that part of the call, Teresa, I'd love to learn about CNC dentistry and whether or not where the genesis for CNC wellness came about in all of this. You must be so busy.
Well, CNC Dental is a full functioning office. It does every part of dentistry. And I bring in an oral surgeon to take out third molars. And we have other specialists come in that do specialties. But I was trying to retire.
Good luck.
And so in 2010, we bought land and we built an office, and I built about 4,000 extra square feet of office. And 2,000 of it was leased to a woman, and then she decided not to re-up her lease. And then I was looking at the space going, oh, okay. And I tried for a year to lease it. And then I realized, okay, maybe I can use it.
Yeah.
And I was at my hairdresser's, and she had a steroid shot in her hand. And she was saying how she's going to get another one. And I said, Tara, you can only get 3 in any one area for life. And she said, really? And I said, no, come into the office and try platelet-rich plasma. And she said, okay. We've been friends for 20 years.
She trusts you.
And so we use platelet-rich plasma in the dental office all the time for 30 years.
Yep.
For a bone graft. But I didn't know really what it did anywhere else. And so she came into the office and we injected her hand. And she said, how long before you think I'm going to see anything? And I said, I don't know, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, the next day, she couldn't make a fist, I'm going to show you, any more than this. She couldn't get her fingers together. The next day, she texted me and her fingers were together. And the next day, she made a fist.
Oh, wow.
And that's when I went, oh, my. I got to figure out what this is.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And that was my introduction to platelet-rich plasma that pretty much heals everything.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's funny how allied industry is not even an allied industry where you can get these new innovations that come through. Tell us a little bit more about what that actually is, because I have no idea.
Okay, so what we do is we take, a couple of tubes of blood from you, and we put it in a centrifuge, and we spin it, and the red blood cells fall to the bottom of the tube, and the platelets and the plasma sit on top. So then we pipette off, we take off the plasma, and we re-inject it into an area that is injured. Wow. And then we just watch the healing begin.
That's just incredible that something seems relatively simple, but you could look past this, couldn't you? I mean, if you don't know about it, you just simply wouldn't know about it, like you were mentioning.
Well, that's why I wrote the book. I wrote the book because I think that people deserve to know that they have the ability to heal themselves within themselves.
Is that? Can I just jump in? Can I ask you then? Is that why when we cut ourselves, is that what's healing us? Is our own plasma?
That's it.
Oh.
So you skin your knee, and you're a kid, and you don't go home because why would you go home? You have your friends.
Yep.
You skinned your knee, so the plasma comes and forms stops the bleeding, forms the clot.
Yep.
Now makes all the skin, makes all the new blood vessels you need, any nerves you need, anything you need, it makes it. And it's also, of course, antimicrobial, antiviral, and antifungal. So those antibacterial creams that people have?
Yes.
Not necessary.
Oh.
It's already in there. All you need to do is clean it off and brush off the dirt.
Bit of water.
A bit of water, and you're good to go.
Yeah, wow, that's fascinating. Continue.
I mean, it even kills MRSA, which is that resistant
staphylococcus.
Yeah, staphylococcus.
Yeah.
It even kills that, which is like, oh, that's incredible.
Now, you must have done a lot of ground research once you got that aha moment. I'm wondering, where was the genesis for the book, and how long did it take you to get, across this topic properly?
Okay, I don't know. It's my favorite thing is biochemistry. So I don't want to be that nerd, but I am that nerd.
Be that nerd. Love it.
So I can read a lot of studies and appreciate them.
Yep.
And then COVID hit, so for sure I had time. And I just decided to write a book because I thought people should know. That's really what I wanted. And I have read everything I could read on platelet-rich plasma. So the latest thing I figured out from platelet-rich plasma, which is awesome, is there is an entire serotonin system in the plasma. And serotonin is, of course, that hormone. We all know that's the feel-good hormone.
Yes, yep.
Right. It's in the plasma. It makes at least 15 serotonin receptors.
That's amazing.
Oh, so that's why the patients who come in have injections, they might feel a little more inflammation and pain, and then all of a sudden they don't hurt at all. I think it's the serotonin.
That's what we need. We need a pain-free life. It's all about the quality of life, and that's what you're bringing to your clients, aren't you? That quality of life. That story about being able to close your fist again, that mobility is so important. We don't realize what we've got until it's gone. And
absolutely.
I wonder, you talk about a number of different things inside your book. I'm wondering if we can give the My Future Business audience a bit of an overview of what they might find in the book.
Oh, well, what I've done is kind of listed the story. I kind of wrote the story of how the entire business came about, but it's also about the different things, the different injuries that we've treated, and what we did to treat them, like hair loss, like plantar fasciitis. So we go head to toe.
Yeah, literally.
We put PRP everywhere. And, like joint problems. And, it truly is about the diagnosis.
Yep.
If you've ripped a ligament off of the bone, you need surgery.
Yep.
If you torn it, you need PRP. That's it. That's the difference.
So do you work in I guess in concert with GPs? How does your relationship, how do you know that it's one or the other?
Well, I have a nurse on staff and I have a MD on staff.
Right.
And no, nobody works with us. Okay, one of the problems is in the U.S., we live under an medical insurance system.
Yep.
And they don't want to pay for PRP.
Oh.
It's
excluded.
And they used to, when they did orthopedic surgery, there was a lot of PRP that was done in the OR. And then all of a sudden the insurance doesn't want to pay for it. But I don't even take insurance. I make it relatively inexpensive and really affordable for the patient to come in and just take care of their problem.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I have a dental office where I pay a lot of people to keep up with dental insurance. I don't want to do that at CNC Wellness.
Yeah, that makes a whole heap of sense. And if you can bring that wellness to people who desperately need it, I'm sure that there's a large clientele that are seeking you out already. I'm wondering, because we have a lot of aspiring authors, what was it like to write a book? Was it difficult, or was it come naturally for you?
Okay, so I thought I wrote a tome. Because it felt like it. About 100 pages with pictures. So, writing a book was much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And I just started out and I read a quote from someone, I don't even know who to attribute it to, that said, I write 200 crappy words a day. And I went, I could probably do that. I could probably write 200 crappy words a day. And all of a sudden it was a book. I just plowed through it.
So there was like lots of iteration. It's very important for the audience to hear, I guess, some of the frustrations that you went through, because a lot of people tend to give up.
Well, you have to, No, some days I wrote 1,000 crappy words. So
Yep.
it was okay. And some days it was turned into 50 crappy words. But I think what it is you can't criticize yourself the entire time. You must just allow yourself to do it, and you will get through it. If you criticize every word, you just don't make any progress.
Yeah, you just got to get it out, don't you? Put that idea onto paper, as it were.
Yes, and then, maybe it's good, maybe it's not.
It seems it seems very relevant to me. It's just popped into my mind, Teresa, to ask you, given that you're in the wellness space and you're busy with other operations, and they're quite full-on operations with dentistry, what is the daily, your routine look like? Do you look after yourself? Is it important to you to look after yourself? Walk us through your day.
No, it is, and it's funny. About 3 months ago, I exercised a whole lot more. But I am trying to balance it back out. But I am much more in the dental office than I was.
Yep.
And doing a lot more managerial stuff. So, it takes a lot of time. And then the wellness it's actually easier because I have a nurse, and it's by appointment only. And so that one is, but I started networking again.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, we are meeting in person.
Imagine that.
It's fantastic. I probably would have said to you last year, I hate networking. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I never even thought.
That's awesome. There you go. You've tapped into a side of yourself you didn't know you had.
I know, because, you didn't know how much social you needed until they took it all away.
Yeah, well, considering that things are I guess, coming back to normal in a post-COVID world, what have you seen that's changed? What innovations have you seen, I guess, in your industry coming forward?
In my industry, it's kind of hard to see a patient without seeing a patient.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't really Zoom a call and make it happen. So, we really saw patients the entire time. Even though the Texas government closed us down for 6 weeks in the dental office. But we saw patients every day because they had emergencies.
Yeah, of course.
You had to.
Yep.
Right? So, post-COVID, you still got to come in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Got to come in the dental office.
Absolutely. I look at your website, and I'd love to talk about these fantastic names that you've come up with, and maybe talk people through briefly what some of these things mean. You've got vampire treatments. Tell us about that.
Okay, well, Dr. Runnels, he's in Alabama. He coined the phrase vampire facial. And it just means you're using your own blood.
Right.
So what we do is...
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
I know. And every time he used it, he's really cute. Every time he used it, he got more publicity. So then he went, oh, okay.
I'm onto something here.
So so we take a little blood and we spin in the centrifuge and we put it back into your face, and then your skin looks better than it did. You got smaller pores, you get new skin, you get a glow, I don't even want to tell you how old I am.
I'd say 25.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Correct answer?
I got a 27-year-old, so
that's wonderful. I wonder, do you have like a split between the genders? Do you have more male, more female? What's it look like?
I have more female.
Right.
Because But I have more males on hair.
Mm-hmm.
So platelet-rich plasma makes your hair grow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. And then we have a lot of males who are hurt,
Right.
like rotator cuff problems,
Sports
diabetic
people.
wounds. They don't do as many cosmetic procedures as women. They should.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to my 40th high school reunion and went, okay, the women look a whole lot better than the men. They need to do some work here.
Are you seeing a shift, though? I'm seeing a shift. I know that a lot of my friends are looking after themselves. They like to, do different treatments. Are you seeing, I guess, an uptick in male uptake for your services? Not really?
I don't know.
It's hard
Not
to tell.
enough.
Not enough.
More need to come because they need it.
There's an opportunity. If anybody's on the call today and you're a male and you're wondering, I need a bit of work, then definitely you need to reach out to Teresa. That's for sure.
You need to do it.
Yeah. Now, when importantly, people are going to want to find you and they're going to want to know in your local area, I guess the process. Where online do they find you? What are they going to find when they get there in terms of application?
So it is C, the letter C, A-N-D, and the letter C, because my husband's last name is Cashin, and I've always gone by Cody. So we're CNC Dental, and we're CNCWellness.com. And the process on the wellness side is very easy. The number on there is my cell phone because I have 20 employees over at CNC Dental. And if I can avoid it for a little while, I don't have any employees on CNC Wellness except the nurse and the MD,
Yep, absolutely.
So when they call that number, that's me. And I'll answer the phone and I'll talk to you. And that's how you get a hold of us.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, when people want to buy your book, is that something you would buy directly off your website, or do they have to go somewhere else for that?
They have to go to Amazon.com like everybody else.
Well, that's fantastic. There seems to be a bright future ahead.
My book is You Healing You.
Yes.
And if you put in You Healing You by Dr. Teresa Cody, then it comes up perfectly.
Excellent. Now, will there be an explanation of all the different procedures when somebody gets to your website, just in case they're kind of curious?
Oh, yeah. We have a lot of information on there, but there's a lot of information in the book. I wrote the book to make sure everybody can see that, this therapy has been available. So I'm talking to my neighbor who has 3 horses. And I say, I've opened this wellness center and we're doing platelet-rich plasma. And she goes, I know all about it. And I said, really?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the first medicine that they offer horses.
Oh, wow.
When they get hurt.
I would never have known that. That's incredible.
For the last 15 years. Why haven't they been offering it to us?
Yeah. Well, good things take time. I think there's a bit of a slowness involved in all of this. But, Teresa, I have to say, I've really, really enjoyed the call. I know that there'll be a lot of people listening in today who are looking forward to getting in contact with you. And as is normally the case, I'll be making sure that the URL cncwellness.com is available for people to find you. Yep.
Thank you.
And again, when you go to the website, you will see Teresa's number there at top and center. You can't miss it. And with all that being said, thank you so very much for joining me on the My Future Business show today.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed the call, then make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, share us with your friends, and book your spot on the show at myfuturebusiness.com/interviews. And if you're looking for solutions that will help grow your business, then visit myfuturebusiness.com/shop.